The Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Today we're going to talk about a question that I get all of the time regarding gold, silver, and real estate. And that question is, when the time comes and our gold and silver has gone up in price, how do we buy real estate with it? To be honest with you, the answer is going to seem pretty simple, but there is a little bit to know about the process. So first off, in the olden days, it was easy to go and take your gold and silver and sell them to a bank. Why? Because everybody had it. Everybody used it. People didn't think much of it because back then the gold and silver coins weren't worth what they're worth today. With all kinds of amazing things like inflation, sense the sarcasm, have brought the price of gold and silver to way more than the face value of those coins. But as fiat currency kept getting more and more popular, more and more gold and silver were phased out of the banking system. Now, there have been times throughout history, and even recent history, where banks like JP Morgan Chase actually put people that were specially trained to value gold and silver coins or assays in certain banks. And for a couple of years, you were able to go to those banks, go and take your gold and silver coins or bars, go to them, they would evaluate them, assay them, give them a dollar amount, and then take them into deposit and credit your account with fiat currency. I know what you're saying right now. Who in the heck would ever want to do that? But for people that are wanting to buy real estate and wanting to take the appreciation of their gold and silver in dollar terms and convert that to real estate during the next cycle, it's a very important thing. So let's break this down. First off, some things that you want to realize. When you go to buy real estate, you need to make sure that the money in your account, if you are going to leverage that money in the form of getting a mortgage or a loan, you need to have that money quote unquote seasoned. Well, what is seasoned? It's not like taking salt and pepper and just going, hey, this stuff's gonna be delicious. I put enough salt and pepper on it. No, the point is that you have to have your down payment or all of the money that you are gonna be using to qualify for a mortgage for the real estate in your bank account for a certain amount of months. And as banking lending gets tighter, they actually extend that amount of time. Currently, you need your money seasoned for about 2 to 3 months for the underwriter of the bank to be able to view it and say, okay, that's your money, it's been in your account for a while. So when you're considering selling your gold and silver to start buying real estate, do that. You need to have it done ahead of time. You can't turn around, find a deal in one day and go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get it under contract. And then if you need to get a mortgage, I'm gonna go sell my gold and silver. That won't work because the bank will not allow it. Why? Because they wanna make sure that it was your money in the first place. And it can be very, very difficult. So understand that. If you know that you're getting into the time where you wanna start looking for deals in real estate and you're gonna be using funds from your physical gold and silver holdings, you want to start selling them little by little and depositing in the bank account. Now, with that being said, you also want to make sure that you have a paper trail. Why? Because as you start putting lumps of money into your bank account, the regulators are going to ask, what in the heck's going on? They're going to make sure that you're not laundering money or dealing drugs or any of that kind of stuff. So it's very, very important that you have a paperwork trail. Now, with that being said, there are so many different laws out there, both state laws and federal laws, in regards to taxing precious metal sales. And so what's very, very important is to know your own state laws. That's not what this video is about, but what I do suggest is that you keep a good paperwork trail. And what you need is what's called a cost basis. That is the price you paid for the metal. Either you wrote it down in a ledger or you have a receipt for that, okay? So again, not all bullion or coin sales are taxable. You wanna find out. It comes down to the type of bullion and coin. It also comes down to the amount that you sell in a given time period, okay? So now that's done, you've got your paperwork trail for the sale of your metal. Then you're going to take it and you're going to deposit the cash. Now, when you go to sell it, there's two different ways to sell it. You can either sell it to an online dealer, which you tend to get more per ounce from online dealers, and it's very easy to shop online dealers. A lot of online dealers put their buy price. And times like this where precious metal is really wanted and retail buyers are out there buying it up and the premiums are exploding over spot, you can usually get over spot for the sale of your gold and silver coins or bars. Now, with that, you want to be doing business with a reputable dealer and you need to package up your metal. And what I always suggest doing is not doing it all at once and doing it in small quantities to build a relationship with that dealer. You also want to make sure that that package is insured for the amount. I have literally had a lot of precious metals stolen, and literally it was insured, thank heavens, and it took a long time to get the insurance money to us. But my point being is it was insured. So you want to not skimp on paying for the insurance, declaring what it is, because if anything happens in transit, you are gonna want that insurance policy, okay? What I personally like to do is go to my local coin shop. Now again, like I said, most of the time coin shops will offer you less over spot, but what I do is build a relationship with the coin dealer and I say, look, I'm not willing to sell it to you for this much. This is how much I want over spot, or maybe I want spot because the dealer is saying, I'm gonna give you less than spot price. So what I do is I build a relationship. I said, this is what I have it for sale. If you find yourself out of inventory and someone's really hot to trot to buy some metal, shoot me a call and let's do a deal. And 9 times out of 10, the coin shops will call you and say, hey, I've got a buyer for this type of metal. I'm willing to pay your price over spot. Are you still good with that price? I say, yes. I go down and sell it, okay? But then again, you want to be dealing business with a reputable dealer. If they're going to write you a check, you want to make sure the check is going to clear. Cash is always king, and then you can take that cash and deposit it in your bank account. With that being said, I want people to understand that it is very, very valuable information to know that it is going to be very hard and very rare for you to find somebody to sell you their house for, let's say, an ounce of gold that goes to $50,000 an ounce. Let's say it goes to $100,000 an ounce. The point being is you are going to have a harder time finding somebody willing to sell you their house for that gold than taking that gold, converting it to dollars, because then the one person that you get to find that wants to say, hey, I'll sell you my house for that 1 or 5 or 10 or 20 ounces of gold. This is the price of the house. And you go, and then you have to negotiate on the price of gold, right? Do you believe that your gold is worth spot plus this? Does the seller of the home believe it's worth spot minus this? So there's a lot of negotiating going on, and it really puts you, the buyer of the home, in a bad situation. Why? Because there's not a lot of people wanting to sell their homes for gold. Because when you convert, remember, you're putting a property in escrow, you're getting an idea of the general situation, the environment of real estate, right? If you're hunting for that one smoking deal, that you're just looking, you don't have any money in your bank, but you've got your gold and silver vaulted, or you've got your gold and silver in your possession, and all of a sudden a smoking deal comes, you can't actually buy that. You wouldn't have enough time to get that money in there. And if it's in an environment when gold is smoking up week after week, it just seems like it's making all-time highs because there's a lot of chaos in the markets, you're gonna be less likely to wanna convert that into fiat cash. However, when you see that time where gold is starting to find its top and real estate is finding its bottom, then that's the time to slowly take the metal, sell it little by little in controlled sales, put the money in your bank, and then realize that you're going to be locking in a contract for a piece of real estate for 30, 60, maybe even 90 days in escrow. And then that time is locked up. And in that amount of time, you could also sell, if you are able to negotiate a longer escrow, you can sell a bunch of silver or gold in the first month. And let me give you an example. If the bank and the lender that you're doing business with, you want to say, how long do you need the money showing in my bank account to be seasoned? And let's say the mortgage company goes, we need a 30-day period of it being a full cycle, banking cycle, of it being in your account. Or let's say they say 2 months, we need 60 days of it showing 2 statements of your down payment sitting in there. You say, no problem. You go negotiate a property sale and you say, I'm going to give you this price, but I need it to be locked up so that I can access the money for my down payment. So I need it locked up for a 90-day escrow period. If there's no other buyers coming for that house, you're going to be able to lock up that house for 90 days, which gives you the first 30 days to start selling your metal. You already have a contracted fixed price on the real estate. So you start selling your metal and depositing it week after week in that account. Then by month 2, day 1 of month 2, it shows up in your account. And then it stays seasoned until you get the mortgage and the property closes 90 days later. So I think that is very important for people to understand. So contract dates and escrow dates are very vital when you're wanting to take your precious metals and liquidate it into cash to be able to buy real estate. Guys, I hope you got something from this. I thank you so much for watching. I'll put down in the comment section below a company that I buy precious metals with, physical for delivery. Also, I'll put down there a link to a company that I use for vaulting services that I like if you want to use them. If not, no worries. I hope you got something out of this, and please put your questions in regards to buying real estate and selling gold and silver down below. I love reading your comments and possibly be able to make more videos from them in the future. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.